Rednecks. Before we start, just need to let you know there's a lot of the use of the N-word in this song. There's also a lot of the use of the word J-E-W in this song as well. So before you decide to have a go at me about this song, please be a grown-up. I don't even want to have to defend myself about this. You know, learn about what this song is about before you come at me about it, or come at the song even. So yeah, look, I'm in a mixed race marriage. I don't want to hear any crap from anybody about me doing this song. It's a good song. It's a really, really, really good song. So anyway, it's all piano mostly. There's a little bit of guitar, like a lap steel somewhere in there, I think. So I'm going to show you a really good compromise between nailing the exact piano voicings and making this work on guitar. I'll give you some ideas of how to simplify it and all that stuff. So, hope you enjoy it, and here we go.
Last night I saw Rednecks on a TV show with some smart-ass New York Jew. And the Jew laughed less than that. The audience laughed less than that too. Well, he may be a...
Alright, we'll stop there. So, I can't decide if this is in E minor or in G. I would say it's probably in G. Although the intro leans heavily more on the minor, but overall I think we're basically in G here. So, starts off with an E minor chord, just straight E minor. But the voicing that the piano is playing is one that's not used on the guitar very much, and it's this fingering here. 5th fret on D, 4th fret on G, and the E there on the 5th fret of B. And then you play the bass note there, right? You can also play that chord by just playing the open 3 bottom strings, top strings, then like this. Doesn't sound as good to me though. Listen to the timbre there and here, right? So much nicer like that. Second chord is a G over B, so you fret the 7th fret with your thumb, and there's just a G chord in that C shape right there. 9, 7, 8, right? So you get that is a with a C sharp in the bass. Okay, so you play the A here, the E here, and the G, or sorry, the C sharp there. Now listen, there's there's actually one really decent transcription of this on Ultimate Guitar. I don't think it's exactly right. And in that transcription, they have it as a A7 over C sharp. I don't hear that. I'm not hearing a G in that. So I like this, right? You could also play it there, but it's much easier here. Ay, carajo. Okay, so that is a bit out of key. That's borrowing from the Dorian mode. It's like a major 4 chord. The C sharp comes from G Dorian, so that's why it has that really sort of unexpected sound, right? When we get that, that is a bit uplifting, right? So a bit unexpected. Okay, and then one more time. So it goes. So there we go to a C. And then this chord is a G sus4 over D. So you play that open D note. It's like a C sus2 on the bottom with a D on top, but it's a G, but you're using the sus4 and then putting that D on the bass. So you get, and then it ends on a G. But the G part that you really only want are those 3 notes there. I guess you can, yeah, play that chord. You don't need that D note there. So yeah, that's it, real simple. And you really want to get that high G in there. You hear that a lot. Another way you can do it is to play the chords down here, but much easier up in this position. So I've got a super detailed, and I mean super detailed transcription of this in the link below that gives you options for the chord voicings and whatnot. But the way we just went through it is what I would do there. So let's listen to the rest of the intro.
Well, he may be a fool, but he's awful. If they think they're better than him, they're wrong. So I went to the park and I took some paper along, and that's where I made this song.
Alright, so he may be a fool, but he's awful. Same again. If they think they're better than him, they're wrong. Okay, so the same as before. But then he plays, I went to the park and took some paper along, and that's where I made this song. So we've got the same up to the C sharp, A over C sharp. So I went to the park. You can play this two ways. I went to the park on E minor, and then you want an E minor over D, which you can play like this. It's like this chord, but just with a D bass. So I went to the park and took some paper along, which is E minor over D, C, A over C sharp. Or you can go, I went to the park and took some paper along, which is the E minor we've talked about already. And then you play an E minor over D, which is just these four notes open. The timbre isn't the same, listen. But it's an easy way, because this chord is kind of a hard one to make. It's to get that D on top of that E minor chord. It doesn't, and it also doesn't sound super great, but or I would go for the second option there. So then I went to the park and took some paper along. C, G sus4 over D, G. So the final little lick he plays is so you're just playing down that, just three. So you're playing just those notes there, okay? And then D, G, like that. So the last bit is just, or I think on the recording he only plays the B note. Okay? So it's, you're playing the bass now off that G. Okay? Tabs below if you want to work on it. So that's the whole intro. All right, cool. And now we kick into the verse here. Let me get organized.
We talk real funny down here. Drink too much, we laugh too loud. We're too dumb to make it no northern town. We're keeping the neighbors down. We got no neck or men from Texas. Good old boys from Tennessee. College men, LSU. When it don't come out
Okay, so we've got a really simple main part of the verse, which is a G, and then a partial D7, sharp 7 or E flat 7, and a partial D7, and then a G. So you get a So I like it like this, just really playing the bottom 3 notes, and you want these fingers, okay, and then, and I like to use these 3 fingers again to go like this. Excuse me there, I missed that. Okay, just those 3, and it's a D7, D sharp 7 or E flat 7 partial chord here with a D bass, so it's over a D, and then down, and then those 3 notes all open, B, G, and D. Okay, so you get. You can also do it like that. I like it like this. Too stupid to realize. Alright, so that part you can play. Or so what we have there is a G, a D. It's not a full D, there's no third. The third's in the bottom here. So it's technically a D5 over F sharp, and then an E minor 7, and then you move that finger down 1 fret, which makes it an E7 sus4. Alright. So you go, down here we too stupid to realize. Okay, that's the rhythm. And then you have, keeping the, I'm not going to say that word, keeping the da da da. So that's an A7 to a C over D to a G. All right. Now this A7, a bit of an unusual form. Okay, so standard. Oh gosh, I'm so blind. Standard A7 form here, but you add that high G. Okay, and then you take a straight bar across the 5th fret and add that G there. So keeping the da da da. Okay. Now why here and not here? Because you can do the same thing here, right? Look. So A7, just normal A7 with a high G, and then you play open G, open D, or open D, open G, C, and G here, which is the same as this. You hear it? And then this is the same as this. Now why am I playing it here and not here? Because when you go keeping the it down, 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 it's a lot easier than going, in my opinion. If you like it down here, play it down here. Keeping the I like it here. Keeping the it's, to me, it's fuller. Not quite as bright, but it's fuller, and I just like the timbre of the chord, and I just like the feel of it. And guitar playing is as much about feel as anything, right? So that's our verse. Now I will say that the exact voicings he's playing on the piano can be copied. So you can go, you play that G, which is the same as, right? You're just playing it here. But then the part where he says, down here we're too stupid to realize. If you want the exact voicings, they're this. Down here we're too stupid to realize. So it's this G, and then it's a F sharp over that D chord right there. Okay, it's just this D with an added fifth on the top there, and then there's the F sharp, and then an E minor 7, and then an E7 sus4, back to the E minor. So you get, down here we're too stupid to realize the North is set the money free. Okay, if you want to play it in those fingerings there, the chord shapes are in the tab down below. But on the guitar, the problem with this, even though it sounds like the piano, if you're playing along with the record, this is the way to do it if you want it exact voicings. And then we get to the chorus.
We're rednecks, we're rednecks. We don't know our ass from a hole in the ground. We're rednecks, we're rednecks. We're keeping the others down.
Okay, a lot of ways you can do this chorus, okay? So the harmony is very simple. It's just rednecks, C and G, rednecks. We don't know our ass from a hole in the ground. G, D, E minor, C. The oldest trick in the book, 1, 5, 6, 4, okay? So, rednecks, rednecks. We don't know our ass from a hole in the ground. That's one way. C, D7, E minor, G, or C, okay? Or, don't know our ass from a hole in the ground. Cowboy chords, all right? You can also go, don't know our ass. Play the D7 there. I don't really like that version. Don't know our ass from a hole in the ground. You can play an E minor like this. It's the same chord we started with, that one, but you add a G on top. So you basically make like a C chord starting on that G, and then you add your pinky on the E note there. So you can go, don't know our ass from a hole in the ground. Okay? But the way he's playing it on the record is this. Don't know our ass from a hole in the ground. You hear that descending high note? B, A, G, E. Don't know our ass from a hole in the ground. Okay, so if you listen to the record, you bar all the way across the 7th fret, make that G. Don't know our ass, D7, hitting that high A, E minor, hitting that high G, so you gotta get that low E bass, and then ground, it's a C with an open E on the bottom. So that's what's on the record. Don't know our ass. I don't know our ass from a hole in the, hard to do, hole in the ground. Right? It sounds great. Don't know our ass from a hole in the ground. Don't know our ass from a hole in the ground. That's probably the way I'd do it if I was playing it. Right, but you got to resist the urge to do that Nuno shit, you know, and just keep it as from a hole in the ground. So the second time when he says rednecks, he goes to D7. Rednecks, 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 keeping the Okay, cool. So now we come to the interlude. So let me just get my bit open here. Let's listen to this. Okay, let's just listen to this first. Okay, so we're gonna leave the clarinet and the, is that a tuba in there? Is that a tuba? I don't know what that is. It sounds like a tuba. You know those Zydeco groups, it seems like they've always got one of those in them. Okay. So I'll show you how to sort of do this, I guess. I'll give it my best shot. So here we go.
Now you know.
Okay, so this is actually very, very simple. It's G major pentatonic. Most of you would think of this as the E minor pentatonic box, but it's G major. So you have a double stop, series of double stops, 14, 15, partial D chord, double stop on 12, double stop on 15, partial E minor and G chord. So you can also, if you want, add a open G. If you want, you don't have to. You see? Okie dokie. It's very, very simple. Tab. The whole thing is tabbed out for you below. Not going to waste your time by doing any more of it. So after that little interlude, we go into the third verse. Everything for the rest of the song is exactly as before, with one teeny exception. So I guess what I'll do is I'll just... do I need to play out? It's 1 minute and 15 seconds, so I don't think we need to do that, but we'll just talk about what happens here. So, same as before. Okay. D over F sharp, E minor 7, E sus 7, sus 4. Okay, 7, C over D, and then this just repeats. Oops. Now listen. Okay, so gathering them up from miles around, keeping the battle out. So it's gathering them up, G, F sharp, miles, A7, C over D, around, keeping the battle out. And then we repeat the chorus. Okay.
We're rednecks, we're rednecks. We don't know our ass from a hole in the ground. We're rednecks, we're rednecks.
Listen.
We're keeping the nail.
Listen. Right there, huh? So.
We're rednecks, we're rednecks. We're keeping the nails down. We are keeping the nails down.
Aha. So we have keeping the nails down. It's an E5. Just those two notes right on top. And we're one more time.
Rednecks, we're about keeping the niggers down.
All right, that's the track. Hope you enjoyed it, and take a listen to what Randy Newman has to say about this song. All right, guys, thanks. Cheers.